in that direction. And you cannot attract anybody shooting vinegar into their eyes with a water gun.
Right.
You just be patient, tell the truth, and keep representing the truth. The biggest part is living it. If nobody's going to live what they believe in and expect somebody else to legislate it or do it for them, man, you got this country all wrong.
Right.
The best things that have ever happened here were done by people taking action. And so if you believe in charity like you say you do, and that's why you became a Democrat, because you want to see everybody helped, man, cut back, cut something out of your life and start helping people that actually need it, that are trying to better themselves.
Right.
And maybe even people that can't help themselves. Somebody with cerebral palsy. There are people out there that are struggling, but pull out of your own pocket. Why do you need a third party to take more money, take some of it for themselves, and redirect a lesser amount to those people? Why?
Right. And a sad fact to that point in regards to the Democratic view is that unfortunately most people who consider themselves Democrats and vote Democrat are people who aren't necessarily voting Democrat in order to be able to have the ability to give, because honestly, you don't need to vote Democrat in order to give. Most people who vote Democrat are voting Democrat because they want to receive.
Oh, and the plot thickens.
You see what I'm saying? And of course, there's exceptions to every. Yeah, right. But there's exceptions to every rule, of course. And I don't mean this to be an overgeneralization. And I'm not saying that everybody who's a Democrat is just out for free stuff.
No, the politicians,
of course not.
This is their mantra.
Right. And they feed off that.
Let's
Absolutely,
make that
they feed off that. But obviously, look. Here's the thing. I'm no political expert, and I'm not an extremely old individual. I'm creeping up on my 40s, but the bottom line is I've been around long enough on this planet to have encountered enough individuals in my life to be able to see the writing on the wall, and to know that the fact is that yes, most people who vote Democrat are voting Democrat because they want free stuff. That's the bottom line.
Yep. And
you don't have to be a Democrat in order to give of yourself. If you want to give of yourself, give of yourself. You don't have to align yourself with any particular party. If you have it like that, if you got the money and the means to be able to give. You should give. Absolutely, you should give. But if you're looking to
unless you don't
looking to receive, right? Unless you don't want to give, in which case you shouldn't have to. But if you're looking to receive,
I'll just change the name to taxation.
Right. But if you're looking to just get free stuff, look, I work for my money, and if I'm going to give, I'm going to give, and I want to give of my own free will, and I shouldn't have a gun put to my head, because what's going to happen, like the point that you made on the last episode when you were flying solo, what's going to happen if you're a Democrat and you're voting Democrat because you want to receive, and then you get lucky somehow, and now you've moved on up. And now you're in the position to give. Are you going to give willingly? And if you don't, are you okay with somebody putting a gun to your head and forcing you to give?
Of course you are, because you voted that into existence.
Right.
So
you better be.
If you're going to make your bed, you better be willing to lie in it.
Yeah. Yeah, you better be willing to give.
I love that. That is a great point. Yeah, don't vote for anything you don't want. You know what? It actually goes back into a simple philosophy. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
Right.
If you want somebody coming and digging in your pocket and telling you should do this, and then taking it from you anyway, I mean, if that's what you want, go ahead, vote for it. Be my guest. Right. I'm not protecting you.
Yeah. See where that leads you. I mean, and you see the direction that it's going. That's a society that we're being led into, and it has nothing to do with charity. And that's what I love about the Libertarian Party, is the whole concept of charity as opposed to welfare. Because it's the attempt to teach people that yes, you should be willing to give if you've got it like that. If you have money, if you have the means to be able to take care of your fellow man, absolutely you should. The whole idea is to teach people to not be willing to accept having a gun put to your head and forced to give, but also have the heart and the compassion to love your fellow man and to give willingly.
Old America was like that. And I don't have to prove that to anybody. Right. It's just the way it is. Yeah. You may be too young, or maybe from another country.
Or just don't study history.
Or study history. But I will tell you, because I've been here the whole time, when your neighbor fell into calamity, we didn't all go chip in money and pay all their bills. No. But people would offer services that would help. We would make a dinner so that the person suffering didn't have to make dinner that night. In the case of like total devastation, people would actually get together and help people rebuild barns, rebuild houses if your house burned down. This is real, man. Like, communities would do this stuff, and it's not far-fetched. I don't know how we got away from that. I don't even think it's that there's too many people, because by volume, that makes the job easier when there's more people involved, and it takes less out of each person's pocket. But that was the old America. There was no legislation to make that. We did that on our own. We loved people. We helped people. And I would like to see that, at least, to some degree, rebirthed about, when it comes to even my girlfriend. She wants to give to charities. I'm like, why give to charities? Why not just go directly to the person and the people directly around us that actually need the help and give it to them? Why does there need to be a third party to take a piece of that pie, eat it for themselves when they're overweight to begin with, Reverend Al Sharpton? Oh, did I say that out loud? Why?
Joseph!
I stand behind what I said.
I'm gonna see if there's a sound effect in here that's like a spanking sound effect every time you
just slap me, man. I can take it.
That's an excellent point. And it's got to start somewhere. I definitely see your point as far as the whole charity thing, as far as giving to a charity and they take a percentage and so on. Sometimes it's necessary because they have administrative costs and things like they have overhead.
Screw them. This is our chance to argue.
They do have their administrative costs, paperwork or whatever the case may be, volunteers that they have and so on.
I understand all that.
But yes, no, but at the same time, I do definitely see your point. If you see it, it's like that saying: if you see a need, fill a need. And plenty of us can look around in our own neighborhoods and see, a neighbor, a friend, a person who lives across the street that needs something.
Absolutely.
Needs help.
I'm not saying don't give to a charity, because there's many good charities out there, and if you believe in it, that's awesome. Support it. But I'm kind of like sending subliminal messages. Don't wait till somebody points a gun at your head and forces you to give to the charity. You got opportunities all around you to be what you think.
No, definitely is
real.
Yeah, I agree.
Ideals.
I agree 100%. Yeah, and that's why I was saying even if you're not going to give to a charity, you don't need to give to a charity to be charitable. You see need all around you. So yeah, I definitely agree with your point on that. The reason why I'm kind of leaning on the charity thing is because, and this kind of segues into something I started to talk to you a little bit about before that I wanted to discuss on air in regards to charity, because I think it's something that that I'd like to get into, and I'd like the listeners to help out in any way that they could. But I did want to just kind of in the spirit of libertarianism. And to kind of help to support the libertarian idea, and also to kind of stick a thumb in the eye of the Common Core movement.
Common Core.
Yeah, you see,
the
way that my mind works.
1 to the 1.
Yeah.
Drop the
Did you
1.
see the video? The 10-minute the video of the guy that took the teacher that took 9 minutes to solve.
You just opened Pandora's box, buddy. Common Core. Every teacher I know is like they make the symbol of a gun to their own head.
Yeah. Oh, I know. And that's I'm glad that we touched on that actually, because
you touched on it.
Yeah. That's how I roll.
Don't blame me.
My wife's cousin, who we visited when we went on vacation, she's a teacher, and she's the one who brought Common Core to my attention initially.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So she's vehemently anti Common Core. So
all smart teachers are.
Yes, I agree. Go figure. So we'll be having her on the show. I already asked her to come on, so she'll be doing a call-in interview sometime within the next few weeks. So I was going to be a surprise, but I already let the cat out of the bag on that one. But yeah, she'll be joining us on air to discuss. She's a 5th grade teacher, so she'll be joining us on air to discuss the many pitfalls of Common Core. But
black holes, more like it.
But and guys, if you haven't seen it, you can go online and see this video. It's an excellent video of a teacher that's solving a math problem. I can't remember what the equation is, but it's something simple like 9 plus 6, like something simple like that. And it took the teacher like 9 minutes to solve it using the Common Core guidelines of mathematics. It's really,
this is as stupid as when they tried to change over to the metric system instead of our U.S. system of measuring things. No.
Good Lord.
No.
So, but back to the point that I was making before. So, the idea in regards to a charity in an effort to promote libertarianism And at the same time, because the way that my mind works is it's kind of multifaceted. You know, I'll think of an idea. I'm an ideas guy.
Yep.
So I'll think of an idea, and then automatically my mind will start thinking of ways to attach other ideas to that idea to have as big an impact as possible.
I like that.
So I was thinking, okay, I'd like to do something for my community. And then that segued into charity. And then that segued into, okay, charity is great because then that supports the libertarian idea of charity as opposed to welfare.
Yeah.
And then I thought, okay, what type of charity? Well, a really good type of charity would be something that kind of sticks a thumb in the eye of the ideas of Common Core. So that all led to the idea of having a charity event, something to get all of our libertarian activist friends together to donate items that they no longer need, to have a big yard sale, garage sale, whatever you want to call it, and all the proceeds go to a company that donates money to families in need who are homeschooling their children.
Do you know we could do that at the swap shop? Because we have those days that we can go out there, and the guy at the swap shop needs to hit us up with some money because we just plugged them in. But no, for real, like on Thursdays, right, garage sale days, if it's organized, we could go out and do that. Yeah.
Right. And then, so what I was thinking was, and this is where, and not only everything that I've already said, but also another example of how my brain works, we could segue that into also doing like a live broadcast.
Oh, that
during
would be great.
during the yard sale.
5 hours of broadcast.
Right, so, something crazy like that,
If you don't have a life, you can listen.
Exactly. But we can talk about the all the money that we're raising, all the good things that we're doing, all the good things that the Libertarian Party is doing, all the things that this organization is doing to donate money to needy families that are trying to homeschool their kids because they're trying to get them out of the system that encourages Common Core, any of the other agendas that they don't necessarily agree with. Because bottom line is, if you put your kid in a public school, your kid is going to be forced to have an education that is dictated by the state.
Man, and let me tell you, Common Core is like American education used to be really, really good, and we had brilliant minds. That's how we came to be the powerhouse. Mm-hmm. We had great education. Education is the key to everything. I'm sorry, but you have to have a good education in one or two forms. But so we were like this V8 engine. We burn a little more gasoline, but man, we got stuff done. We hauled stuff, heavy horsepower.
Right.
And, as education goes on, you can turn it into a V6 engine and add turbos. You can actually put it in a 4-cylinder engine and add turbos, for those of you that understand mechanic, or at least engines.
Of which I do not, so I was completely blanked out on that. But
well,
continue.
Now that I've lost you. So anyway, with more education, you can make things efficient and strong and get the same horsepower to the engine. And then Common Core comes along, and it's like a 1.5-cylinder engine. Why? What are you doing?
I mean, yes, technically, you'll still get to the same answer, but why would you go through all of those different
500
steps?
miles when you could just walk a straight line? Why do you want to walk to Alaska and back to get to the same place in Florida 4 miles away? I'm not sure why you don't want to do that. Common Core.
Let me ask you, what kind of time do you have? Because as you can see here, because as you know, we're always running out of time.
Oh, we can go on.
But yeah, if you've got the kind of time, if you've got time to keep going, then I'm down to keep going.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so
because we'd have to go to commercial right now.
Exactly. So, folks, we're running out of time for this segment. What we're going to do is we're going to continue the episode probably for another half hour, maybe go the full extra 45. So I hope you guys are going to stick around. So let me go ahead and plug our sponsors. And then we'll end this episode and then continue on a part 2.
Let's do it.
To be continued.
Yep.
All right. So once again, thanks to our sponsors, Will Powered Fit Training. You can find them online and set up a session with Will there at www.willpoweredfittraining.webs.com. You can find the phone number there and give them a call, or you can just set up your appointment online. And once again, mention the word freedom and get your first session free for new customers. And, of course, to Helios Micro Water, and that's Helios... what is it? Helios Water Group. The number 5.webs.com. We were drinking wine here.
Fluoride is kicking
and it's
in.
working. I'm blaming it on the wine. It's a Helios Water Group, the number 5.webs.com. Get your Helios water. It's ultra purified water with added alkaline to help fight fight diseases and sicknesses, things of that nature, and also has the added